Lee Giyoung seriously said, "Did you say your name was Kasagano Yuno? Let's get straight to the point." Yuno happily said, "Did Lee Giyoung finally accept you?" Lee Giyoung said, "In the dark world you showed me. I am in control of my life. Thank you. Lee Giyoung, I am the best. Lend me your life for a bit." He seriously gave it offered, "But it seems like I betrayed you and tried to kill you, while still trying to protect me. But what do you want in this second life? You can kill me whenever you want. What guarantee is there that you don't have any grudge against me for betraying you in my previous life? I'm no longer the person you saw in that dark world, neither are you. It's time to gossip." Lee Giyoung continued, "If you still feel okay being with me like that, then you should show me something as proof to feel more secure. Then give yourself a like and think, I can't help it if I say something good." Kasagano Yuno bit his finger as he spoke in a way that made him doubt everything. "Just like what I remember, also the point where I love and my light. If that's what you want." She waved her hand and said she was willing to sacrifice all her flesh and blood for me. Kasagano Yuno said deeply, "I love you. Sorry for the inconvenience, but can I drop your blood on this magic circle?" Lee Giyoung asked in fear, "Blood? You need my blood? Oh, okay. Wait a minute." Then he thought to himself, "Damn, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it." A drop of Lee Giyoung's blood fell. Seeing that, Kasagano Yuno immediately recited a spell. "The person, can you hear me? Soul return is deeper than the ocean and more loyal than blood. Now I will become your loyal servant and I will dedicate everything to the person standing before me. No one will be able to break the blood oath and no one will be able to interfere with the blood oath." Lee Giyoung thought her spell was terrible. Finished, Kasagano Yuno said with a smile, "It's all over." "Master." Lee Giyoung sounded like a thunderbolt. "Who are you calling master?" Kasagano Yuno immediately explained, "I don't know why, but it seems like I feel that Lee Giyoung was my master in my previous life. I just thought it was really good, so I want to take this opportunity to howl." He thought to himself, "Lee Giyoung number 1, this bastard, what did you do to her? Trash." Lee Giyoung number 1 appeared and said, "What did you just call trash?" Lee Giyoung thought to himself, "I feel bad for taking advantage of this pure-hearted girl, but with her, I can have a legendary summoner who is loyal to me." So he stopped by into her ear, "You know it's great, but please don't call me master in public, okay?" "Yes, of course, master." Then he was secretly scared in his heart. If Ying Hyan knew, he would die. Lee Giyoung was about to leave, but he turned back and said, "And more." He didn't know if it was too much. "It's late to say no, but thank you for what we had in our previous life." Lee Giyoung left and thought, "I will take good care of you now, you know, my lovely slave from my previous life." As soon as Lee Giyoung walked out, he bumped into someone. "Hi's, what's going on? That's so noisy outside." "Don't say it's Ying Hyan," he asked. "Who is this?" Suddenly he showed a charming smile and said, "I came to see the priest, but I met someone unexpected like this. I never thought I would meet you, Lee Giyoung. You, the girl is famous for being the toy of the mercenary queen and the president of the Blue Guild." This statement made Lee Giyoung frown and evaluate. Then he thought, "Damn, I miss you, Ying Hyan. I'm afraid Lee Giyoung won't know who he is." He immediately held up a newspaper for him to see. "The president of the Yamato Guild?" He looked exactly like the villains. He coldly asked, "So who do you say was behind the attack on Lindell?" "He is the guild master Ito Soda, the guy who wants to bring down the Blue Guild along with Lee Sol-ho and is the main suspect in the attack on Lindell, and of course, the last part was made up by me." Ito Soda angrily asked again, "So who do you say is behind the Lindell terrorist attack?" Lee Giyoung silently lamented, "He's dead, he already knows." Lee Giyoung calmly replied, "But it's true that the family sponsored Lee Sol-ho, the guy who was guilty of that terrorism, right? Do you have proof?" Ito Soda became even angrier. "How dare you drag the innocent Yamato Guild into this case? Do you really think the Holy Council will forgive you for this?" Lee Giyoung thought, "Holy Council?" At this moment, Kasagano Yuno came out and asked, "What's going on? But why is this bastard trying to make me angry?" Ito Soda sighed and said, "Nothing, ma'am. I was just trying to catch the mouse before it caused more trouble." Lee Giyoung looked at Ito Soda's hateful face and thought, "We have the same tendency, I understand. He is trying to mock me, like I did to others, to eliminate Jung Jin-ho's team." Lee Giyoung sighed. "He didn't do that just because he was angry at me for snitching on him. He was trying to trick me. This is what I would do if I were him." It's quite dangerous, I should get away here first. Then Lee Ki-young spoke up, is this Ito Soda? Maybe we should talk about this later, I have something to go first. Ito Soda raised his mouth and said provocatively, are you scared? Lee Ki-young replied, I don't know what you're talking about, in your heart you're still cursing this damn guy. Lee Ki-young was about to walk past Ito Soda thought, do you really think that provocation is enough? Let me be moved, you're too immature to dream, hee hee. You laugh, give up, bastard, don't you know I have magic eyes? But suddenly Lee Ki-young noticed a ray of murderous intent around him. Hanging around Ito Soda. Without Lee Ki-young's words, Juliana's cursed sword flew out. No, Juliana. It stabbed straight at Ito Soda. Lee Ki-young shouted, you can't attack, this is a trap. Juliana controlled the sword and stabbed straight at the subordinate behind Ito Soda. Blood splattered on his body, then quickly fell to the ground dead. Ito Soda looked at the floating sword and said, the sword can move on its own to protect its owner. I guess what Lee Sol-ho said about the sword is true. He silently lamented, damn it. Ito Soda adjusted his hat and said, phew, oh no, I've lost my trusted assistant, haha. He's screaming like a crazy person, someone help, Lee Ki-young suddenly attacked us. Lee Ki-young thought angrily, dead really, this damn bad guy. When the guard outside heard the sound, he ran in. What happened? Ito Soda pointed at Lee Ki-young and said, well, Lee Ki-young suddenly attacked us with a sword. Seeing that, the two guards immediately grabbed Lee Ki-young. What? Bastard, how dare you attack Mr. Ito Soda? Take him away, he replied in panic. Stop, that's not real, I didn't do anything. Ito Soda crossed his arms arrogantly thinking, should I take his sword and stab myself? I'm also good at hurting myself and fabricating evidence, should I do it too? Should we say it was due to self-defense? A blonde named Carlton wondered, are you okay? The candidate is truly blasphemous, how dare someone like him attack someone like him? When the guards heard that, they interrogated him, how dare he attack the candidate for the next bishop position of the Holy Council? Lee Ki-young now understands, the candidate for the next bishop, so that's it. Previously, Ito Soda used money to bribe the name Carlton. Good job, Carlton. He doesn't have much, but please invite the commanding officer to feast delicious food. You really don't need to do that, haha, thank you. Lee Ki-young thought, I guess the Holy Council has his back in the Holy Kingdom. The Pope's power is no different from that of Germany. King, if I'm not careful, I could lose my life like a damn fool. It's really unlucky, but at a dangerous time. Kasagano Yuno spoke up, stop. Yuno used magic and said, you are my guest, I won't forgive anyone who lays a finger on him. Seeing that Ito Soda and Carlton were about to draw their swords, the priestess Yuno said, Mr. Lee Ki-young innocent, let go, it's okay, priest. Yuno couldn't believe it, Master, Mr. Lee Ki-young reassured, she said, I will cooperate with them in the investigation, but can I talk to you for a moment first? He opened his hand with a letter and secretly gave it to Yuno. Master, what is this? Acting Lee Ki-young replied, I'm fine, so please contact the person whose name is in this letter. Then Lee Ki-young opened his hands to face the glare. Ito Soda, he's not just the leader of the Lindell terrorist attack, he even blamed an innocent and righteous person like Lee Ki-young. We can still turn this game around. Juliana's cursed sword has been confiscated as evidence. Lee Ki-young glanced at Ito. By the way, Soda thought, holy ass council, you look like you're shaking hands with the devil, hating your own kind to see who will be the ultimate winner. I guarantee you'll experience what it's like. Hell from now on. The two passed each other but had different moods. Then Lee Ki-young was thrown into prison by the guards. He looked around and thought, it's quite cold in here, I like when I have strength. Over here a familiar figure appears. She hisses continuously because of the cold. Giyoung Hyun gets angry, I will kill those guys who dared to let my beloved inside. Hey, how could they imprison my beloved like this? Seeing that Lee Ki-young thought, except for her. Cha Hira was locked next to Giyoung Hyun and said quietly, I'm sorry, letting you get involved in something like this. She didn't dare look directly at Lee Ki-young. She was so embarrassed because she yelled at Kim Yun-sung and declared that he would be okay because his sister was with him. Lee Ki-young comforted Cha Hira, it was just an accident. So no, you didn't do anything wrong. He covered his mouth and smiled. Don't worry about me too much, I have a good idea about revenge. A few days later, in the dungeon, Lee Jae-hee asked coldly, looking at him so comfortably that it was impossible to sympathize. She said, so you're aiming for the exchange? What are you going to do? Lee Ki-young calmly said, I have a plan in mind for Cha-hira. I'm sorry but I still can't tell you the details right now. Lee Jae-hee looked at the guard outside, she crossed her arms and said, yeah, it's a shame, but I'll definitely know when the time comes. After all, tomorrow is the gathering, are you planning on getting out of here before then? Miss Cha-hira said she would take care of that. It's great to have the right. The problem is that even if she is released and participates in the exchange tomorrow, public opinion will still have a negative view of her. Me. She turned to look at Lee Ki-young again and said, don't worry, I will try to turn public opinion in your favor. Lee Ki-young replied, it won't be easy. Ito's soda is rated higher than I thought. Lee Jae-hee smirked at him but didn't say anything more. She turned to call the guard who was dozing off, hey there. Lee Jae-hee ordered, immediately bring out Lee Ki-young's Juliana. Here for me. Lee Ki-young next to him looked expectantly but heard it, I'm so sorry. Juliana is being confiscated right now, what? Lee Jae-hee criticized the guard, then the first-floor assassin from Yamato came and attacked my customer? Can you take responsibility? Yes, about that. Without waiting for the guard to continue explaining, she got angry again, and moreover, don't you see that my client is suffering from severe psychological trauma? The situation is already like this and you still get angry and use the only means to defend yourself. Hey, doesn't that sound ridiculous? I could sue all of you for defamation. Lee Ki-young held her head in her hands and lamented, oh my head. But Lee Jae-hee wouldn't stop, she kept saying, you know how much Juliana is worth, no? It's a legendary weapon, too precious to give to you guys. If it gets scratched anywhere, will you be able to come? Call your superior here immediately before something terrible happens to you. The guard felt scared when he heard it, then he prepared himself to comfort him and said, I'm so sorry, but Juliana is currently sick. Managed under us, you don't need to worry too much. Lee Jae-hee immediately pointed at him and cursed, are you deaf or something? Call your superiors here immediately. Who is in charge of this place? Who dares to do such things? Did the goddess Benagor teach you that? Oh, my lord, please bring punishment on the servants of the devil who have exiled these innocent people. The guard saw that he could not placate Lee Jae-hee, so he quickly ran away and said, sorry, I'll bring them right away, please wait a moment. Seeing that the guard had compromised, Lee Jae-hee said, it's so easy, and Lee Ki-young happily thought, wow, this negotiator is so good. A moment later the guard came back and said, Mr. Lee Jae-hee, the superior, said he would withdraw the order to confiscate Juliana, however, due to safety issues, they were able to return it after the exchange. And they said they would appoint Mr. Victor Hart as Mr. Lee Ki-young's personal bodyguard. I hope you understand. Lee Ki-young thought with a smile, great psychological manipulation. Lee Jae-hee sighed and said, well, it can't be helped. Well done very much, this is to make it up to you. Thank you very much, Mr. Lee Jae-hee. Waiting for the soldier to leave again, Lee Jae-hee said finally, that's okay, in addition to Juliana being returned, you also get the Empire's strongest warrior, Victor Hart, escorted him, so the number of people who believed he was innocent would definitely increase. She pressed her face into Lee Ki-young's cell and said, then naturally public opinion also followed. We'll lead the way towards him. Lee Ki-young replied, thank you. I really owe you a lot. Then he thought, hey, this is the right way to get a crush. Suddenly Lee Jae-hee's face fell. Came down and said, so the biggest problem now is, well, not really, the biggest problem is still there, right? She reached out and pinched Lee Ki-young's cheek, making him cry out. She said, you look at your body. Are you planning on using this beggar appearance to socialize? Then she clapped her hands a few times and two more girls ran in carrying suitcases. Ladies, yes, Vice President. Lee Jae-hee crossed her arms and ordered, making him look as beautiful and fragile as possible, so that everyone would think that he was just a victim. The evening was a luxurious party, everyone was dressed elegantly and elegantly. A man and a woman walked in. As soon as they went down the stairs, they attracted everyone's attention. Is that him? No way. Is he really the suspect in the brutal murder of a member of the Yamato Guild? Oh my god, haven't you seen the Lindell Times? Actually, he was slandered, that's right. He was protected by both the mercenary queen and Mr. Victor Hart. Looking at the beautiful scene in front of them, everyone admired it. Really, just looking at that face makes me want to protect him. Such a handsome murderer. I give him everything in my heart. Oh how, my love, I will join you. It turned out that person was Lee Ki-young dressed as Lee Ki-young, he thought with a smirk, just as planned. At the party, no one noticed anything unusual, it still happened normally. Let's see, this time. Lindell newspaper has the exclusive right to release Lee Ki-young. Recently, the public is spreading information that Lee Ki-young is the victim of a false murder. There is news that he was released this morning due to lack of evidence. Look at the newspaper. There is a photo of Lee Jae-hee. Ms. Lee Jae-hee of the Black Swan Guild strongly criticized the Yamato Guild. She believes that no one should be the victim of a large guild's abuse of power. On the other hand, Mr. Lee Ki-young shocked the world when he revealed that he continuously received death threats from Mr. Ito Soda. This picture, I'm so handsome. Lee Ki-young dropped a like saying, good job. We have to use it how many papers? Then he thought to himself, even Young Hyun said we can't create a laptop or smartphone. Lee Jae-hee kept looking at the newspaper and said, it's nothing special, at least there's still photography technology, and also thanks to this wonderful article. Lee Jae-hee approached Cha Hira and said, I had the opportunity to participate in an exchange with Lee Ki-young, to see the beautiful appearance of this warrior queen. It's my honor, your necklace is askew. Lee Ki-young frowned and thought, wow, what's going on, Lee Jae-hee? Cha Hira saw that and immediately said, yes, flattery won't do anything, you black lady, well, but it's thanks to you that Lee Ki-young was released from prison, you helped a lot. Lee Jae-hee wiggled her tail and said, oh you're exaggerating, anyway, I don't need any reason to be close to you, right? Besides we're swans. Not peacocks or chickens. Lee Ki-young groaned. She really knows how to flatter the ass of a powerful person. I also like to be treated like that. Cha Hira was only then interested in Lee Ki-young, but honey, how's your hand? You replied, huh? Well, it wasn't unbearable, but inside he cursed silently, it hurt like hell. Lee Jae-hee noticed something unusual. What happened? Did they inject something into him? Lee Ki-young said, actually. It's because Cha Hira's magic power is flowing inside me. The moment the mercenary queen gives the command that mercenary's mighty dragon power will explode. Lee Jae-hee say, is that true? Brother, Lee Jae-hee said closer to him. So now your arm is basically a bomb? Just stupid, he thought to himself. Hey, this older sister is too stupid. This is the plan you told me before. Yes, that's it. Cha Hira advised, remember to keep this a secret from Young Hyun. Yes, if she knew, she would be very shocked. Lee Jae-hee calmly said, yes, as always, it's all for the sake of your beloved Young Hyun. Take good care of yourself. It's okay to be careless. It's like losing your life, honey, Lee Ki-young thought. I'm just worried that Young Hyun will go and slice Ito. Young Hyun ran like an angel to Lee Ki-young calling, brother, Lee Ki-young caught her say. I'm here, have you sent the correct letter? Young Hyun replied, yes, I sent it to Blue Guild properly, even using express delivery. Kim Hyun-sung must have received it. Well done, by the way Young Hyun of we are extremely beautiful today. Hearing Lee Ki-young compliment her, Young Hyun shyly asked, really? She kept immersing herself in it and said, what should I do? At this time, Lee Ki-young signaled Lee Jae-hee, good, distracting Young Hyun. The reason I need to do this is because there are some ladies. Beautiful girl looked at me for a while. At this time two beautiful girls walked up to Lee Ki-young and said, excuse me, you are Lee Ki-young. You look much more handsome in real life. You are an alchemist, really, right? Actually, I need some medicine. Lee Ki-young thought happily, flashed a deadly smile and shot. He picked up a girl's hand and gently kissed it. I'm Lee Ki-young, nice to meet you. You're beautiful. No, sister? The purple-haired girl covering her fan blushed and said, oh my god, what about you? That's so cute, ho ho ho. Suddenly Lee Ki-young pretended to stagger. The two girls said worriedly, Mr. Lee Ki-young. You made a cool handsome pose and said, excuse me, I've been drinking a little bit of alcohol, makes me a little dizzy. The two girls howled in terror. Just drinking a little thing made them so dizzy that they collapsed. This fragile young man, I like him, should I adopt him? Lee Ki-young thought, it must be just their type, fate, but why do they look so angry, let's call mommy. Teacher, the men sighed and thought, surely he's not a murderer, right? Well, there's no such thing as a murderer. It'd be hard to let him hold a knife. Hearing those words, Lee Ki-young chuckled in his heart. Yeah, hearing the confirmation sounds Lee Ki-young received in his heart. Party room yet? Where are you, Ito Soda? Come out and let's play together. How long will you stop insisting that I'm the culprit? Hey? Saw Ito Soda's silhouette on the floor. Here Ito Soda. When he came down, then hello everyone, there, I love you to death Ito Soda, he said coldly, then die. Then the girls screamed even more. Lee Ki-young saw this and thought angrily, it seems he already has a fan club, even though he was accused of slandering and threatening him, he was still supported to that extent. Why, I hate to admit it but he's also good at it, however. The girls were holding fans and discussing, I hate to admit it but he's also good at it, even threatening to kill people. Well, not yet who knows who's real and who's fake. Clearly public opinion is divided into 5. He also has a disadvantage here. At this moment a girl was jostled and slipped. Behind was a waiter bringing wine. The girl was pushed into the waiter. The wine in his hand was splashed everywhere. Ito Soda saw this and quickly rushed to help the girl from falling to the ground. Lee Ki-young opened the door just in time. Out of my mind. Ito Soda is agile, 99 above the legendary. Ito Soda asked with concern, are you okay, my lady? Oh yes. Instead, the surrounding people began to applaud. Did you see that he just helped someone in need? There's no way someone like that could be a terrorist or murderer. He's the next candidate for bishop, Lee Ki-young thought with a dark face. Damn, oh my god. So sure that's how this continent works, huh? Everyone quickly called the name Ito Soda. Ito Soda, Ito Soda, making Cha Hira's group turn black. Ito Soda adjusted his hat and thought, hee, Lee Ki-young, it was worth it to make it all the way here. Many compliments, but you are nothing more than a struggling earthworm. No matter how hard you try to bend, you are still just a rookie with less than a year of experience. At what age do you want to fight with someone who has created a beautiful image? In the hearts of the public for many years like me. Ito Soda waved his hand, he said, ladies and gentlemen of the Holy Empire, I would like to take this opportunity to make an offer to you Lee Ki-young. Depending on his answer, the empire will either be at peace, or war will break out. Ito Soda mistaken for Lee Ki-young. Mr. Lee Ki-young, I am truly extremely saddened when one of my heads were murdered by you, but as a candidate for bishop of the church, as well as a citizen who loves the empire, I do not think that conflict should continue to erupt between Sicily and Lindell is a good idea. Ito Soda coldly questioned, so what do you think about forming an alliance with the Yamato Guild? Ito Soda did not forgive Lee Ki-young. He was determined to push him to the end. Oh my god, a threat? I'm just trying to come up with a peaceful cooperation so it's easiest for both of us to have peace in this empire. Lee Ki-young thought to himself, peace you monkey. He just wants to find the easiest way to control the Blue Guild. Ito Soda extended his hand, but of course, whether or not to cooperate is entirely up to you. However, I cannot guarantee that the Empire's subjects will be satisfied if you refuse this offer. Where is this peaceful handshake? He tightly held Cha Hira's powerful hand. Then Lee Ki-young slowly raised his hand to hold Ito's hand. Soda said, fine, then we have come to an agreement. Each other a peace treaty. At this moment, a hidden power in that arm was about to explode. Lee Ki-young thought, he was fooled. Ito Soda didn't know anything yet, he thought he had won. Feeling thank you, a very wise decision, but when he saw Lee Ki-young's cunning smile. Then Cha Hira's smile. Ito Soda thought worriedly, what's with the look on their faces? As expected, Lee Ki-young's arms suddenly exploded in front of everyone in the hall. Ito Soda did not expect this. What? Did he blow up his own hand? It was a trap. Immediately after that, Lee Ki-young's painful scream rang out. Lee Jae-hee was trying not to laugh because of this ecstatic performance. She screamed, behold, Ito Soda. Ito Soda blew up Lee Ki-young's hand. Ito Soda is attacking, there he is, what? Lee Ki-young is just now getting to the main part. He smiled and said in pain, you finally revealed your true nature Ito Soda, you really are the evil sinner disguised as a bishop. Lee Ki-young's heart jumped with joy, so special, now with these acts he will be drowned in the anger of the people. At Blue Guild, there was a picture sent to Kim Hyunsung. I opened it and read it. Dear Kim Hyunsung, it's been a long time, hasn't it? How are you these days? Yung Hyan and I are still very healthy. We are currently trying to resolve the conflict with the Yamato Guild in the most peaceful way possible. The false rumors between Lindell and Cilia will soon be quelled. Please don't worried about our safety. The Red Mercenaries and Black Swan Guild are always on duty to protect us in case of danger. By the way, how are Park Deokgu and Kim Yeri? I also want to know the situation of Sun Hee-young, Jung Yeon and manager Kim Mi-young. Hope to see you soon, your brother, Lee Ki-young. This side of the party was a mess. Everyone was screaming run quickly. Ito Soda was punched until he bled, but he still said boldly, you bastards, do you really want to see war? Bastard Lee Ki-young. At this moment in Yung Hyan's arms, Lee Ki-young was foaming at the mouth, making Yung Hyan scream, while Lee Jae-hee coordinated the acting and said, he's having a stroke, it's a stroke, quickly, someone call the priest, he's about to die, he's about to die. The two of them agreed to give each other a like. After reading that letter over here, Kim Hyunsung immediately sighed, he exclaimed in relief. Park Deokgu and Kim Yeri were wearing cheerleading banners at home, he said, what? So both you and your sister-in-law are safe? That's right, it seems like both of them are safe. I don't think a rescue is necessary anymore. Then the two of them quickly led each other away, how lucky, like I care. Looking at the backs of them leaving, Kim Hyunsung smiled and thought, now I know for sure that he is safe. Then he looked down at the map marked below and thought, it's time for real. Just show the plan. Back at the party, someone said in panic, what's going on? Everyone, don't move. Ito Soda trembled and wiped the blood on his face and said, finally someone came. At this moment Cha Hira punched Ito Soda's face again. I was beaten to the ground, he thought, that's right, you did well, Cha Hira. And Lee Ki-young lay in Yung Hyan's lap and opened his eyes to look, thinking, if she kills Ito Soda now then it's not bad at all. But there's a problem. He took all the attacks without fighting back, and he also defended himself just enough not to die, so he'd look more like a victim than himself. If you kill Ito Soda right now without enough evidence to prove that Ito Soda wants to kill you, this could lead to disadvantages for you later. Lee Ki-young speculated, Cha Hira must also know this. Hey, I'm sorry but that's enough, sister, wait, why are you so angry? At this moment, Cha Hira threw a strong blow at Ito Soda's body. Lee Ki-young lamented, wait, sister, stop, sister Cha Hira. At this moment, there was a hand blocking that attack. Victor Hart rushed to stop Cha Hira from speaking, stop, that's enough. Lee Ki-young pretended to faint and thought, who is that old man? Victor Hart. He disappeared for a while and then suddenly appeared here again, it seems interesting. Cha Hira said coldly, stay away, old man, I'm not done yet. Victor Hart calmly said, I am here as the leader of the Royal Knights, not your godfather, I am only following the royal orders, if you refuse to obey, I will have to use my sword too. Cha Hira cursed silently, unwillingly. Victor Hart ordered the guards to say, take him away. Ito Soda weakly explained, I won't do that. He turned around and said, I will cooperate with the investigation but I swear I'm not the one who harmed Lee Ki-young. The truth will be revealed. Everything was his plan. The guard said, okay, follow us. Lee Ki-young smiled, laughed happily. And Victor Hart was quiet and said nothing. Returning to the bedroom, Lee Ki-young lay on the bed and asked, where is Yung Hyan? Cha Hira said, Lee Jae-hee said he would take care of her until she calmed down, so that's good. Then he burst into laughter, laughing until he coughed out his guilt. And Cha Hira coldly without any expression. Cha Hira called, baby. Lee Ki-young even laughed until tears flowed, cough, 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 ow, your stomach, it's so funny, I also feel disgusted. Ito Soda's reaction at that time, right? Ha ha ha, if it weren't for politics, we would have killed him right there. How angry, no, we still have a lot to do. Letting him die would be too wasteful. Waste, Cha Hira said coldly, hey, be quiet, Lee Ki-young. Lee Ki-young turned to ask, ha ha ha, what's wrong? Cha Hira radiated a strong murderous aura and said, why did you hurt your body like that? Lee Ki-young thought in fear, why do you talk like that? Then he had to explain, what happened? You know that, right? It's beautiful when it's cut off. They also say that if you treat it well, it will grow back, so what's the problem? It doesn't hurt too much thanks to the painkillers I take. Chahira said sadly, I didn't know you would explode your whole arm, you idiot, you could really die, do you understand? And I only agreed to use mana to scare them, forget it. Chahira rubbed her head and said, it's my fault for trying to have a serious conversation with a crazy person like you. Lee Ki-young pursed her lips and thought, why is she so angry? I think it looks like Chahira really likes me. Lee Ki-young reached out and touched Chahira's face and said, sister, are you really worried about me? Chahira glared at him and said, it's not good for you to be so confident, I don't worry about you, I only think about myself. Suddenly Lee Ki-young placed a kiss on Chahira's forehead making her stunned. He smiled and said, thank you, he thought, welcome to my fan club. Chahira immediately blushed and touched the forehead where Lee Ki-young had just kissed. She blushed and said, that's a bit dangerous, baby. Then she stood up and went out and said, you really are, then if you want to die just tell me. I will happily beat you to death. Sister, I'm busy, I'll go first. Lee Ki-young lay on the bed and said, see you later. He thought to himself, I don't know what you like about me, but it seems I've successfully tamed a wild beast. Waiting for Chahira to really leave, Lee Ki-young called out, it's okay to go out Kasagano Yuno. Kasagano Yuno appeared bringing a flock of butterflies. She bowed her head and said, yes, master, my personal priest me, Kasagano Yuno. Lee Ki-young asked, did you do as I told you? Yuno obediently replied, yes, I did as you requested. We have earned a profit exceeding 20,000 gold only thanks to the product that was just launched. Okay, well done. Lee Ki-young stroked his chin and thought, do you think that's it? Ito Soda, he's probably impatient to kill me now. I need to prepare while he's still in prison. I need to take the initiative to attack first. Lee Ki-young instruct Yuno, do you understand? You must not let Ito Soda find out. You must be very careful, yes master. Outside there is a crow wearing a bracelet, inside is emitting a black aura that looks very strange. Saint dear lady, do you think what Lee Ki-young said before losing consciousness was true? Regarding the rumor that Mr. Ito Soda is actually a servant of the devil, that rumor is making his position as a candidate for bishop shaken. Also, based on what we heard from the Princess Catherine, he is truly the lord of the underworld. I heard that he sells opium and traffics people in the black market, so, do you think Mr. Ito Soda really has the ability related to the devil? Be careful with your mouth, Cardinal Basil will take care of this no matter what. We just need to act as if we don't know anything. You don't know how much you've received from him, Ito Soda. We can't get involved in this. Well, everything is going according to plan. Coming to the tea party is a good idea. At a party, 4 girls exclaimed one after another. This should have been kept a secret, but actually Ito Soda is, my god, so bad, so despicable, such a scoundrel. The news center of the holy country, any secret revealed here will become the empire's hot topic for 3 hours. I badmouthed Ito Soda while drinking tea and eating dessert and now it has spread throughout the entire empire, perfect. Cardinal Basil placed cup of tea to welcome. I was looking forward to meeting you, follower Lee Ki-young. Lee Ki-young bowed respectfully, nice to meet you. Cardinal Basil, understand? You shouldn't let Ito Soda find out about this. The person under Ito Soda carefully reported that there has been a lot of movement recently, but I'm sure it's all right, Ito Soda. Lee Ki-young is making a huge amount of money by illegally trading through Kasagano Yuno. This has been confirmed by the black market, so it can't be wrong. And the items they illegally trade are? It's him. Ito Soda shouted quickly to let the Holy Council know about this. Ito Soda now wants to request an interrogation. Lee Ki-young, this is your end. Cardinal Basil received the glass of wine. The wine tasted so delicious from Lee Ki-young's hands. He asked him if he made it himself. He smiled, of course, I'm very happy because it suits your taste. I also brought another bottle just in case. He secretly thought it's not a bad thing, so please, try to take care of yourself. Go away, respected Cardinal Basil, hee. Cardinal Basil laughed happily, thank you. As expected from the best apothecary on the continent, he curiously asked Lee Ki-young, what do you want to tell me? What? Lee Ki-young doesn't hide anything, I'll get straight to the point. Stop supporting Ito Soda, you shouldn't trust him. You pause for a few seconds, I'm sorry but this is very difficult. You also know he has contributed a lot to the Holy Council. He guessed the answer, quickly replied that in return I will give more money. Cardinal Basil refused immediately. Money is not the problem here. You want to convince Cardinal Basil. I believe there are many reasons to. Immediately interrupting your sentence, a person rushed in. Excuse me, Cardinal Basil. He curiously asked what was wrong, what's up. Mr. Ito Soda suggested an interrogation. What do you think? Lee Giyoung sat next to him and listened, silently thinking as he expected. Suddenly, the bishop rushed in to resist Lee Giyoung, clamping down on him. Lee Giyoung was arrested for being a heretic, captured. Lee Giyoung panicked and quickly asked for help. Cardinal Basil. Cardinal Basil. He was startled and looked at follower Lee Giyoung. Lee Giyoung struggled to try to convince him. You have to be careful with Ito Soda. Him is a devil who always tries to sabotage the Holy Council. The person behind him is clamping down on you. Damn it, shut up and follow us. Lee Giyoung shouted. The empire is in danger. The empire is, Cardinal Basil, Cardinal Base. He panicked. What did you just say, Lee Giyoung? Wait a minute, what did you just say? Suddenly his head hurt like a hammer. My head is. Benagor, what's going on here? What was the scene with Dad just now? No. In the Holy Kingdom of Benagor, the Holy Trial. We will begin the examination of the defendant Lee Giyoung, who is accused of heresy. The Holy Council begins to ask, first of all, the plaintiff, Inquisitor Ito Soda. Shall we begin? Ito Soda nodded and replied, I'm ready. He thought to himself, what the hell is an inquisitor, what a corrupt person. The Holy Council spoke up. Normally, heretics will not allowed to have a lawyer, but after considering the mercenary queen's offer, we will book this trial only once. Lawyer Lee Jae-hee, you accept? Yes, I'm ready. Well, there was a bit of corruption on our side. And in the end, the defendant Lee Giyoung carefully replied, I'm ready. The Holy Council started to proceed very well, so we'll start facing the plaintiff. Ito Soda nodded in agreement. Yes, Holy Council. Ito Soda placed a bottle of mysterious medicine on the table, then said this was the devil's medicine created by Lee Giyoung, also known as the name of the hallucinogen. Everyone around was whispering, speechless. Oh my god. Lee Jae-hee banged on the table and stood up to protest. What evidence do you have to prove that Lee Giyoung was the one who did this? Make it? Ito Soda calmly replied that if she took a look at the journal for the Blue Guild's Cursed Temple expedition, she would find that the pill that Lee Giyoung once created was very similar to this potion. At the same time, after investigating the potion, we found a lot of ingredients of unknown origin in it, and as far as I know, the only person with enough medicine-making skills like that on this continent is only Lee Giyoung. Oh well, he secretly thought that's right. Thanks to Kim Hyunsung's urging, he is now a drug manufacturing expert. Lee Jae-hee angrily protested. Even so, there was no evidence to prove that it was a drug. Illegal, invalid protest. The Holy Council asked Lee Giyoung if he admitted that he was the one who created this potion. Lee Giyoung did not object. He admitted, yes, I was the one who created that potion. Suddenly there was a pain from the back of his head. He exclaimed, damn, why did they suddenly hit me? The council continued asking, so you admit that your guild created illegal drugs? He immediately refused, saying no, hallucinogens are not illegal drugs but medical drugs. Ito Soda spoke up that it was just an appearance to distribute them out. Lee Jae-hee angrily protested. Psychedelic drugs are simply drugs and are only sold as drugs. Ito Soda breathed. It's so easy. Please explain why the potion contains hallucinogenic effects. Lee Jae-hee did not tremble, calmly replied and asked Ito Soda that you don't know about this, virtual medicine. Photos are used to treat psychological diseases and are based on drugs. Ingredients that cause illusions are often used in remedies. I object, Your Honor. Ito Soda explained that even so, there is no reason why is it possible to put such a large amount of hallucinogenic ingredients in a bottle of medicine. The amount of hallucinogenic ingredients used in this bottle of medicine is much larger than that of legal drugs, and the person using the medicine will gradually lost his reason because he was strongly influenced by hallucinations. There is no drug like this in the world. Hearing that, Lee Giyoung smelled bad in just a short time, but he was able to investigate. That's it. The Holy Council nodded. The plaintiff, please continue. Ito Soda replied yes, and Lee Giyoung's accomplice is also present at the trial, that is Kasagano Yuno, who is sitting in the victim's position. Witness, I used to wonder why she didn't show up, but it seems she and Lee Ki-young formed a gang called Sky behind our back to distribute illegal drugs. The court asked the witness, is that true? Kasagano Yuno countered, I don't know what you're talking about. Me and Lee Ki-young haven't seen each other for a long time, and I didn't appear at the meeting simply because I was sick. Ito Soda suddenly posted an object. It's a voice recorder artifact that can record part of the voice sound for a limited time. The sound in the artifact resonates. Understand, we can't let Ito Soda find out about this. Remember to always be careful to look behind you. Yes, master. Lee Ki-young curiously looked at what Ito Soda just held. I also want to have one too. After hearing your judgment, I thought this is definitely the voice of the defendant and the witness, and she called him master. Is it the same as the president? Lee Ki-young thought to himself that he guessed they saw things that way. Ito Soda answered yes. Lee Ki-young was the vice president of the Blue Guild, as well as the president of the Sky, and Kasagano Yuno was his vice president, and the reason the Blue Guild started to grow after Lee Ki-young took over as vice president was because of the money they earned from selling medicine. And after selling that medicine started to destroy the economy of black market. Other criminals also participating in that black market discovered that their positions were being threatened by Lee Ki-young. That's why the attack of terrorists Lindell and Yuliana murder occurred, as well as the plot to assassinate the Empire Society. Basically, Lee Ki-young always acted as if he was a victim throughout the entire event, but in reality it was due to the drug crime organization. Lee Ki-young, I'm surprised, is he an editor or something? Lawyer Lee Jae-hee loudly protested that everything the plaintiff said was to cover up his own wrongdoing, especially in the Yuliana murder incident where the victim was a subordinate of Ito Soda. If this event also happened caused by a drug crime organization, so is he admitting that his subordinates are also involved in the crime organization? Ito Soda admitted that I did. Your Majesty, my subordinate actually has two identities. He is a member of the Yamato Guild, as well as the secret criminal organization of darkness, and the leader of the Dark Guild was actually the person behind the attack by the Lindell terrorists, Lee Sol-ho of the Blue Guild. In other words, the attack by the Lindell terrorists was in fact just an infighting between two factions of the Blue Guild, and if that truth were to get out, their image would be ruined and the drug gang would also be investigated. So Lee Ki-young tried accusing me of being the culprit of the whole plan of even trying to kill me. Does Lee Ki-young suspect that he was influenced by something? Immediately Lee Jae-hee angrily pounded the table. It was all false accusations. There was still no evidence that Lee Sol-ho was related to Yamato Guild, not yet. Judge, all the data from Black Swan Guild was all faked. Yamato Guild has nothing to do with him. The loud angry voice was silent. The judge asked Ito Soda, so how could you know everything yourself? Ito Soda replied, that's because Yamato Guild is a righteous faction. We won't sit idly by while the devils are trying to destroy the holy country. Your Honor is absolutely convinced? Oh well, everything I spent has now been proven. There's nothing wrong with the expression on Lee Ki-young's lips. Oh, Your Honor asked Lee Ki-young if he admitted that he was a heretic? Defendant Lee Ki-young, you speak up, Your Highness. The real heresy here is. Suddenly a painful sound rang out. Inquisitor, you should torture him until he confesses my crime. Young Hyun shouted worriedly, brother. Lee Ki-young is in pain. You bastard, how dare you make me suffer like that? Ito Soda, you bastard, just wait another 10 minutes, I'll turn you into a pile of rotten flesh. So this is how you plan to play? The pain doesn't stop. Damn, it's okay. Just keep going. Make it as bad as possible. You bastard, you devil. How dare you hurt me? You think you can get away with it unharmed by torturing me, the innocent and virtuous, Lee Ki-young? Ito Soda breathed lightly. It's true that a superstitious person is different. Your Honor, please allow me a moment, can I interrogate him? Your Excellency nodded. Oh ho, let's do it. Ito Soda walked in front of Lee Ki-young and provocatively asked, how do you feel like shit, Lee Ki-young? Thank you for not knowing your destiny and doing stupid things. Thanks to that, I was able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I need to express my gratitude to you. Because I was able to use this opportunity to get rid of that eyesore Kasagano Yuno. Ito Soda, open your eyes. This is the little amount of mercy left that I, the victor, will grant you. Hand over Blue Guild, come here for me. Among the guilds that Yamato Guild can use as a stepping stone to take the first step in conquering the empire, there is no guild that is as fully equipped as the Blue Guild. I will spare the life of the wizard you love if you hand over the blue guild to me." Lee Ki-young laughed after hearing that. The laughter reached Ito Soda's ears. He was surprised. "Why are you laughing?" He didn't tremble and replied, "Oh, because I find it funny to see that both of our mentality are so similar. My eyes don't lie that I'm in pain. You just spit out all the plans of the person in front of you. Are we okay?" Ito Soda angrily shouted at "You sycophantic bastard." He raised the stick. Immediately the sound of pain from Lee Ki-young shouted loudly, "Yes, yes, keep going, good bastard, this is terrible. Just make this saintly Lee Ki-young look even more miserable. Just make this guy look more dignified. Just make your expression look more cruel, more cruel, more cruel, more. Hurt me even more, you bastard." Lee Ki-young's attitude made Ito Soda scream, "Confess, you heretic, kneel down and beg for forgiveness, Lee Ki-young." Lee Ki-young thought to himself, amazing, what a cruel expression, Ito Soda-san. Lee Jae-hee and Ying Hyan are worried. Lee Jae-hee spoke up, "Please stop this torture immediately, at this point he will die. This is not fair at all. My client was about to say that he is not a superstitious person." Your Excellency's voice interrupted. "Silence is the only reason for us to be lenient with him. Up until now it was only because of the mercenary queen. But his superstition has been proven, so from now on he will receive the same punishment as those who support contempt for religion." Lee Ki-young shouted quietly in his heart, "Good job, you crazy devils, I will definitely make you regret." Your Honor continued to ask the defendant, "Do you agree that you are a heretic?" Lee Ki-young replied, "I have." Ito Soda was satisfied with Lee Ki-young's answer. It turned out he was a real heretic and he executed him immediately. Lee Ki-young breathed lightly. "So even you given up?" Lee Ki-young's voice rang out, "This Vatican. What is?" Ito Soda shocked. Lee Ki-young shouted loudly, "I agree that this Vatican is all heresy." Everyone around, even the Holy Council, was confused. What do you mean this Vatican is all your heresy?" Ito Soda spoke up, "Your Honor, he must be desperate to die. Why don't we execute him?" As he finished speaking, Ito Soda snapped his fingers and a monster appeared. Everyone around talked about what it was. "A monster?" Ito Soda calmly replied that there was no need to be surprised. "This is just a part of the body of a low-level monster that I summoned using biological alchemy. It was incredibly weak and was still imprisoned anymore, so it won't have any chance to harm the people around it." Lee Ki-young spoke up, "Why do I accuse the Vatican of all heresy without any fear? You will understand after you cure that monster with the illusion medicine. Your Excellency is angry that a superstitious person like you dares to tell us what to do. Ito Soda is the same. Listening to him is meaningless, so let's execute him." Right away, suddenly someone's voice rang out, "Why don't we try?" "So it's Cardinal Basil. He said I think maybe it's best we try them, Cardinal Malin." Yes, okay," Cardinal Malin replied, standing next to Ito Soda, thinking to himself, "Tight, Cardinal Basil, who is known as a stronghold of justice inside the Vatican. Why did he speak up like that? I spent quite a lot of effort to ensure that Cardinal Malin would become the judge in his place. Just console yourself, it's fine. Anyway, the illusion drug is 99.9% made from the ingredients are causing hallucinations," the monster roared. Ito Soda saw it and thought to himself, it's shaking due to the effects of the drug, as expected. What an idiot digging his own prey, ha. "This is my victory, you idiot." Suddenly, everyone shouted, "What is this?" The monster was burned to death. What is Ito Soda surprised about? Not to mention, this divine light, Lee Ki-young happily exclaimed, "That's right. A medicine that can bless people with healing, and at the same time cause fatal damage to some monsters. The true identity of the illusion drug is actually holy water." Ito Soda is stunned. This is impossible. Our investigation has concluded. Lee Ki-young calmly replied, "That's right. The person who received the report that the illusion drug was just an illegal drug from a subordinate was actually a spy of the Black Swan Guild, that's all. Oh my god, I almost died just to pretend like I'm the weak one. But more importantly, I believe the reason Ito Soda couldn't detect the holy water in the potion is because only good people can sense the effects, but the holy water given by the goddess, Ito Soda, who cannot detect the aura of light and the believers who follow him." Everyone whispered after hearing this, "It must be superstitious, right?" Now that you say that, it seems like I feel it too. I feel the blessing of light too. Is there any reason why I can't feel it? Ha. Oh my Benegor, of course I also feel it, ahem. Wow, these guys really believe it. Ito Soda can't believe his eyes. This is a scam, guys, don't believe it. If it's like that, then it also means he used holy water to create hallucinogens and opium. He also cooperated with Kasagano Yuno to be able to secretly. Lee Ki-young smiled. Yes, to be able to secretly treat people. I am in mental pain. The deceiver here is not me but you. Take the blow. From now on I request a trial in this holy court. With the defendant being an extreme heretic who worships the devil Ito Soda. He is a heretic who dares to call holy water a hallucinogenic drug. Cardinal Basil stood up. Just as I thought, what believer Lee Ki-young would tell the truth. You evil devil worshipper. Ito Soda confusedly denied. No, that's not the truth, I'm innocent. Cardinal Malin, say something. Malin trembled. Shut up, you disgusting heretic, don't pretend to know me. Ito Soda shouted, not accepting the truth. What are you doing? Why haven't you guys taken him to be executed right away? Hit the ground with a loud noise. It turned out to be Ying Hyan. I'm sorry he missed it. Oh well, this is fine. Good job, Ying Hyan. The crowd below angrily shouted and stood still. That devil worshipper, the poor candidate for the position of bishop. You have been fooling us for so long. Ito Soda thought to himself, this is really fake. Look who turned 180 degrees, both the paladin and the bishop. Although I think if they knew that the person they've been pursuing for so long turned out to be a devil worshipper, everyone would have done that. Stop. Ito Soda shouted, please stop. How can you do this to me? Even when I have contributed so much to the Vatican. Cardinal Malin, Cardinal Basil. Phew, Cardinal Basil won't hear a single sound coming out of your crazy mouth. Cardinal Basil angrily hits the stick straight to the ground. Don't say my name with that dirty mouth, you heretic. Take the punishment from the goddess's mace. You see, our upright Cardinal Basil is drunk with the gift I gave him. Lee Ki-young is satisfied with the medicine illusion. A drug that can cure psychological trauma. Allowing the user to see the illusion they want to see. It has both hallucinogens and holy water in it, but there are no addictive substances. It can also force the user to see the illusion that you want them to see. The bottle of wine that you gave to Cardinal Basil has a little illusion drug mixed in it. It's a form of illusion, called holy wine, and as for Cardinal Basil, I created a special illusion. That is, Ito Soda will turn the holy country into a sea of fire. Besides, I also turned Cardinal Basil into a hero against the followers of Cardinal Basil, who had so much faith in him, would surely think that the illusion he showed him was a sign from the goddess Benagor, a sign that he was the only hero chosen to be able to save this empire. The superstitious judge approached Lee Ki-young. I'm sorry, I didn't expect you to be innocent. I'll cure you right away. Lee Ki-young smiled. It's okay. Just hearing you say that is enough. It fills me with strength, you superstitious investigator Helena, thinking to yourself that even this scary superstitious inquisitor is on your side. You can stand up and speak up. Everyone, let's join forces just to drive that heretic out of here. We can do it. Let's contribute until even a tiny bit of his force is gone from here. Everyone, let's go, we can do it. Ito Soda shouted angrily. Lee Ki-young, you bastard. Player Ito Soda is summoning windblades, this crazy guy. He's completely out of control, but he's also acting like a heretic, swinging his sword around in the holy court. Lee Ki-young said his actions were blasphemous. We need to capture that disgusting heretic alive and execute him. He only got it because of goddess Benagor. Because of goddess Benagor, oh goddess, please give me strength. Ito Soda is angry. You guys are all crazy. What a bad bunch. Dragged into the pile of words his lies and rejection of me. This is all your fault. I will kill you. I will kill you, Lee Ki-young. Whether you can survive is the question. The ghost cultist's moment of judgment. Demon Ito Soda officially started. The first level fight. Priest investigator Helena. Holy lightning was neutralized too easily. What the hell is that move? Next, the second level attack. Long range slayer, sorcerer and mage Kasagano Yuno. He also escaped. How the hell? Finally, our final boss, mistakenly as the trump card Ying Hyan. She shouted loudly with the Sigma Windblade, the Little Star's air bullet technique, then shot straight at Ito Soda. Ito Soda thought to himself in surprise, must be 4 spells at the same time. Lee Ki-young was surprised he dodged everything. That's impressive. Lee Jae-hee is worried. Bro, should we get out of here? Or go call the mercenary queen? The courtroom is in chaos. Lee Ki-young said. Dad Hero went to find Juliana. After all, I can't leave here while Ito Soda is still there. Besides, I don't think we need to run away." Finished speaking, Ito Soda took the sword and went straight to Lee Giyoung. He screamed in panic, "Fuck, forget what you just said, devil is coming. Run quickly, Ying Hyang." Ito Soda screamed to death. However, another sword blocked Ito Soda's sword, saving Lee Giyoung's life. Lee Giyoung chuckled wonderfully. "I knew she would come to save me, Juliana. She came at the right time. And now Juliana is here." Ito Soda didn't understand what happened when he suddenly got a kick straight to the throne. He screamed in pain. "Good job, Dad. Hira, sister, where are you kicking?" Lee Giyoung panicked. Ito Soda fell to his knees on the ground. Cha Hira gasped just as I was wondering where the troublesome worm was. "Catch him, damn it, there, so cool," Lee Giyoung laughed. "That shot just now was quite hard." Ito Soda struggled to release me. "You damn lowlifes. Damn, what are you planning to do to me? Have you lost your brains? Bastard, Lee Giyoung is playing tricks on you guys. Let me go now." "Then why did you become a heretic?" Lee Giyoung came in front of Ito Soda. Ito Soda shouted loudly, "Don't do it joking with me. You are the mastermind of everything. Why do you do this to me?" I cough. "What have I done to you?" Lee Giyoung thought in his heart that I meant that you tried to kill me and take over the Blue Guild, so I said, "I'm sorry. Everyone here will misunderstand if they listen to your words. You shouldn't turn me away. No, as the goddess Benigor became my enemy, you have gone too far to turn back. Ito Soda, I sincerely tell you that your body will be buried properly, but your sin is too cruel, it's heavy, maybe it's hard for you to go to heaven." He smiled. "So allow me to purify your soul, hoping the holy water of goddess Benigor will wash it away so people in the next life won't go astray." Ito Soda is angry. Phi tilde. "Crazy, you're crazy. Let me go, you low-class bastard. I'm innocent. I told you I'm innocent. Lee Giyoung, I have to kill you with my own hands. I swear one day I will kill you." Cardinal Basil spoke. "Goddess Benigor, please let the heretic believer taste the punishment of heaven." Lee Giyoung thought to himself that if I let him live, he will definitely get in my way later, when it could be a hidden disaster. I have no choice but to eliminate this threat. Only then can I survive. For the sake of a talented person like him, it would be a waste to die. What a pity. That you are my enemy. I am a cornered animal, but you are not. That's why you failed. Lee Giyoung raised his middle finger and smiled happily. "Goodbye, haha." Ito Soda yelled at Lee Giyoung, "You bastard," and then sank into the water. At the Holy Country's church, the priest spoke up to express his praise for the effort to protect the territory from heretical Ito Soda believers by appointing Lee Giyoung as an honorary bishop. "He is a foreigner first to hold this position. Please express a few thoughts." Lee Giyoung smiled. "Yes sir, justice always wins. This bastard is really scary. Search the warehouse of Yamato Guild, it really wasn't in vain." Lee Giyoung stood with Ying Hyang in front of a pile of wooden boxes. Somewhere someone shouted, "Boss, I miss you so much, boss, this pig." As soon as he finished speaking, Park Deokgu happily turned around Lee Giyoung. "I'm helpless, okay, musclehead, how are you?" Park Deokgu replied that he and the members were fine. "If we hadn't had to accept your message, we would have come to save you, but why did you bring so many gifts?" "Two birds, the black one was stolen from Ito Soda. The white one was given as a reward from the palace." Lee Giyoung said, "Just call it a trophy. The black eagle is for Hai Jin. The musclehead to enjoy. Kim Hyunsung would love it." He replied, "Of course, it's like giving them a means of transportation in the sky." Park Deokgu exclaimed, "He's here." Lee Giyoung smiled. "Look Kim Hyun, I took it all myself. I'm really good, right?" Lee Giyoung was happy. "Kim Hyunsung, only I can treat you so well, let's continue talking side by side." Pausing for a few seconds, what caught his eye was Kim Hyunsung laughing happily. "With a strange girl. Who is Kim Hyunsung? Why are you two so intimate? What are you so happy about when you grin? You've never even smiled like that at me, you bastard. I don't understand what the hell happened to the gang while I was away." Kim Hyunsung was surprised. Lee Giyoung hasn't had a hard time in a long time. Lee Giyoung, on the other hand, looked surprised at Kim Hyunsung. Lee Giyoung calmly replied, "Yes, I haven't seen Kim Hyunsung for a long time. In my heart, I thought to myself that my son is working so hard for his job and I saw something like that. What is this? He asked Kim Hyunsung, who was standing next to him by the way. The girl standing next to her heard that and smiled. "Oh, nice to meet you, I'm the new secretary and assistant to the president for Hyjin." Lee Ki-young was stunned. What is the new secretary and assistant to the guild? Chief means Kim Hyun-sung's right hand. He told him, haha, you found someone wonderful. Kim Hyun-sung laughed out loud. Yes, she is really wonderful, haha. He thought to himself, her position should be mine. This guy dares to prank me while I'm taking care of business. Kim Hyun-sung explains to Hyjin that she's from Keslok, but for some personal reasons she has to move to Lindell. I haven't met her for a long time, but because she is so talented, I let her join our group. He was not happy but did not dare to say it directly, only dared to scream in his heart the obvious crap. She was your subordinate in your previous life. I guess I've been left out, right? Damn, it turns out all my efforts up to now were in vain. Of course this naive guy wants me to accompany Cho Hyjin and create synergy for the guild. I'm so sad, it's unfortunate, I just want to be the president's only effective assistant. I don't like her at all, moreover, their personalities are completely opposite. Contrary to Lee Ki-young's bored expression, Kim Hyun-sung smiled and lectured. Hyjin's solution was a big help while you were away. She's very talented, kind and above all extremely strong. I'm not happy at all. Are you really that ignorant? You keep praising her so much, is she that great? Is she that talented? Then you can let her be the vice president. I brought you the medicine recipe and this eagle, but you always think of me as a chicken, you already have an assistant from before. This is truly disappointing, Kim Hyun-sung. My heart screams fiercely, if this continues my efforts will be in vain. If this continues and we fall into a dangerous situation where Kim Hyun-sung can only save himself or give Hyjin, he will choose for Hyjin without any hesitation. He is helpless. Today is the perfect day to die. Park Deokgu, but don't give him cigars. Me a cigarette? Haven't you quit smoking? Lee Ki-young calmly replied that having 1 or 2 cigarettes before he died wouldn't have any effect. He took the cigar and replied that it would be great. Kim Hyun-sung, don't die, I really don't want that to happen. The person the president needs to save is not Hyjin or anyone else in this world but Lee Ki-young. A knight who cannot protect his king is just useless. Training for fake regression gets started. First I need to check Cho Hyjin's background, give a letter to manager Kim Mi-young. Please send this to Marilyn in Keslok. I will pay you 700 gold coins for the increase fee. Manager, please accept it, Vice President. On the way, I saw Cho Hyjin sitting alone in the chair. Why is she sitting here alone? If she has a problem, being in the guild will benefit me, he thought to himself. He went to sit next to her and asked her how she felt about the Blue Guild. Cho Hyjin was startled. Oh, Vice President, he smiled, no need for formality. Cho Hyjin breathed a sigh of relief. Okay. Blue Guild was better than I expected. My previous guild was less open a lot. After hearing her answer, he was curious. It seems like something happened to her previous guild. I thought she was a rigid person, but I didn't expect her to be so sentimental. So, Cho Hyjin turned to me and saw that the president trusted you very much. Lee Ki-young, you were surprised, forgive me. Let Hyjin explain. Even when I was on my way to greet you, the president also talking about him non-stop, which is rare in a quiet person like the president. Listening to what Hyjin said, he was surprised. Is that so? My heart was melting, he said to himself. Wait, Lee Ki-young, you can't forgive Kim Hyun-sung yet. Interrupting their conversation, the muscular guy came forward happily. Big brother, delicious. Does anyone want to taste this soup? The two were surprised. Huh, soup? This smell, so fragrant. Who cooked this dish? He was curious. Behind Kim Hyun-sung walked over, put down the pot of soup and smiled, hoping everyone would like it. Cho Hyjin panicked and called the president. Kim Hyun-sung interrupted Hyjin. Unprecedented opportunity to get closer to us, so I hope this will be an opportunity for everyone to get closer together, haha. Does anyone want a second slot? Cho Hyjin was touched by the actions of President Kim Hyun-sung. Lee Ki-young stood next to watch. So Cho Hyjin's happiness is the only thing you care about, huh? This gang is the only one, just the president and his secretary, huh? Do you think I will leave you guys alone to do that? He will throw himself aside once he loves her. No matter what your past life relationship with her was. I am still the person who has dragged his butt to work all this life. That's me, the motherfucker. The bottom of Lee Ki-young's heart churned violently. The plate of soup in his hand also fell down. Park Deok-gu asked Big Brother, are you full huh? He replied, I'm not very well, just ignore me and move on. I don't want everyone to feel awkward. Honestly, that dish is delicious. Why is this guy such a good cook? Honestly, I want to throw a little more, however, I can't forgive him yet because girls forget their brothers. Kim Hyunsung is standing next to him, with a worried look on his face. Lee Ki-young smirked, that's right, you must value brothers instead of women, Kim Hyunsung, like I just said. You need to realize the value of this true friend. Lee Ki-young, you really don't understand why I'm angry with you. Kim Hyunsung is worried. Lee Ki-young